to the Bible Sense, where we explore timeless wisdom for modern living. If you like what you hear, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon.
Hey everyone, welcome. Sometimes the most beautiful lines in the Bible are also the most confusing. We're going to tackle one of those today. It's this incredible vision of a perfect new world, but there's something huge missing. Let's dive in and solve this thing. So here's the line. It's from the book of Revelation. The author, John, sees this amazing vision and says, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and the sea was no more." Whoa, hold on. A new world, that's awesome. But the sea was no more? Really? No oceans? No beaches? That sounds kind of strange, right? What's that all about? And that right there is our big mystery. I mean, why would a perfect brand new world be missing its oceans? You'd think that would be part of the upgrade. It feels more like a downgrade, a huge loss. So think of this as a detective case. We're going to look for clues and solve it together. Okay, so every good detective starts at the scene of a crime, right? Well, for us, that means looking at the verses right around this weird phrase. Context is always king, and in this case, it gives us our very first, and maybe biggest, clue. So it turns out this passage is written in this really cool poetic structure. It's called a chiasm. The easiest way to think about it is like a word sandwich. The ideas on the outside mirror each other, and they all point to the most important bit in the middle. It's a super smart way to connect ideas without having to say, hey, these two things are related. And this structure is the key that unlocks the whole thing. Check this out. The line, "the sea was no more," is perfectly paired up with another line, that there will be no more death or sorrow or pain. See? The author is basically creating an equation for us. He's saying getting rid of the sea equals getting rid of all suffering. It's a direct link. And boom, that's our first huge clue. This tells us we're not talking about literal H2O. The poetry itself is screaming at us that the sea is a symbol for something bad, something that has to go away for there to be real peace. So the question is, a symbol for what? To figure that out, let's go deeper into the archives. We're going to pull out the case files from the Old Testament. I mean, if we want to know what the sea meant to the first people who read this, we've got to look at its rap sheet, its history throughout the rest of the Bible. And what you find is, whoa, the sea has a very consistent personality. Let's look at its resume. In the creation story, it's the wild chaos that God has to tame. During the Great Flood, it's the instrument of God's judgment on the whole world. And in the Exodus, it's this massive, deadly barrier separating God's people from their freedom. You see a pattern here? In these massive, foundational stories, the sea is never a chill place to hang out. It's always a threat, it's chaos, it's judgment, it's a barrier. It's something that only God himself can overcome to save people. Okay, the picture is definitely getting clearer now. All right, let's zoom out a bit. Our next clue isn't just in the Bible, it's in the entire ancient world. This is so important to get. For them, the sea wasn't a vacation destination at all. Their whole perspective on it was completely different from ours. I mean, look at this contrast. When we think of the sea, we think beauty, vacation, fun, life, right? For them, it was the exact opposite. Chaos, danger, death. It was this terrifying, unknown abyss where monsters lived and deadly storms came from. To them, the sea was basically the symbol of a dangerous, out-of-control world. And this wasn't just a vague feeling. Get this, a lot of the cultures around ancient Israel had these stories that scholars call combat myths. The basic plot was always the same. A powerful god has to fight a giant sea monster that represents pure chaos and evil. And by defeating this monster from the sea, the god brings order to the universe. Now, this idea of a chaos monster wasn't just something their neighbors believed. The Bible totally taps into the same kind of imagery. Think about it. The serpent in the Garden of Eden, this creature that brings chaos into God's perfect world. Well, that same imagery gets ramped up to 11 in Revelation, where it becomes a giant dragon, the ultimate symbol of evil. So in Revelation, when it's time to introduce the ultimate villain, where does it come from? You already know the answer. It comes right out of the sea. John calls it the beast from the sea. He's using this powerful symbol that everyone in his world would have instantly understood. The sea is where evil and chaos come from. Okay, let's recap our evidence. Clue number 1, the poetic structure links the sea to suffering. Clue number 2, the Old Testament consistently portrays the sea as a threat. And clue number 3, the entire ancient world saw the sea as the home of chaos and monsters. I think we have everything we need. Let's go back to Revelation and close this case. And sure enough, when you look at the whole book of Revelation, the sea is always the bad guy. It's where the beast comes from. It's a symbol for all the rebellious, chaotic nations. It's even connected to the abyss, the realm of the dead. And it's the place where corrupt, greedy world empires do their business. Basically, the sea is the stage for everything that's wrong with the world.
So, with all of that in mind, when John finally sees that new creation and he says the sea is no more, he's not talking about ecology, he's talking about theology. It's this incredible, powerful promise. It means the end of everything the seas stood for. It means no more chaos, no more evil and rebellion, no more judgment, no more death, no more sorrow, no more pain, and no more separation from God. It's the end of all of it. So, you see, getting rid of the sea isn't a loss at all. It's the biggest win imaginable. It's this amazing picture of perfect, unbreakable peace. A world made new, with every last trace of chaos, evil, and sadness completely gone forever.
Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge ancient symbols like this are hiding in plain sight? Just sitting there in texts we think we know, waiting for us to find the right key to unlock what they really mean.
Thanks for watching the Bible Sense channel, making Bible sense of the scriptures line upon line, precept upon precept. Like and subscribe for more.